The Philippines used to be the freest press in Southeast Asia, but in the past few years, there has been a rise of human rights abuses unmatched since the era of the Marcos administration. According to the study conducted by Rachel E. Can, chair of the journalism department in the University of the Philippines, from year 2001, under the Arroyo administration, 30 journalists have been killed in line of duty, and 20 journalists have been killed for reasons not connected with their work, while non-media killings and disappearances estimated range from 400 to 700. One of the most controversial issues of extrajudicial killings of media practitioners is the Maguindanao massacre. According to the Committee to Protect Journalists, or the CPJ, an independent non-profit organization based in New York City that promotes press freedom and defends the rights of journalists, the Maguindanao massacre is the single deadliest event for journalists in history. At least 34 journalists are known to have died in the massacre, the biggest number of media people killed at one time, earning for the Philippines the title of the most dangerous place in the world for journalists. But even before the massacre, the CPJ had labeled the Philippines as the second most dangerous country for journalists, second only to Iraq.
takot.
Yes, sir.
The same with the other professions like military, like police. They have their own problems and risks. We call it occupational risk. So that's part of the job. Well, uh, you can get away with it only if you follow some regulations, provisions.
When the press is free to write without fear of punishment, then they are not afraid to write the truth, even when it offends those with lots of power. By being able to write about the workings of the government without the fear of punishment, the press can reveal both good and poor decisions or actions of not just in the government, but all public matters. This serves as an accountability measure for the citizens of a country.
It's immediate kasi pag mag-watch ka ng news, makalaman mo kagad yung balita and parang hindi siya always a trusted source of information pero it's a source of information nonetheless.
Makatabang siya through spreading of the news ganit yes. Makatabang ang media kay dagan yung makatunan na unsa na na mo sa mga pangyayari din na naitabo sa mga lugar o asang knows ka na information na karon around the world. It's so very useful for us because it's essential in means of communication and spreading reports just like now in Vatican, even though I'm not a Catholic.
For me, media is an important tool to channel or transmit information that would reach a large amount of people across the world.
The importance of media or press in my life is that I will be updated with the happenings or I will be given a proper dissemination of information in our surroundings and in our society.
This is important because they relay most of the information we need so that we will be aware of the things that is happening in our elections. So they're responsible for the things that we need so that we would know and will know who's deserving to be in the pedestal of power in our country.
Media, kahit sa amin kayo, minsan offer mo siya ng mga latest updates on gadgets. As we know, IT is ever-changing. So, every year siguro ang natutunan namin ngayon or mga gadgets namin ngayon magiging obsolete natin sa next year.
At least na-inform na kami daan before kami bumili ng bagong gadget. So doon, parang yun ang malaking big help ng media, yung to be updated and to be informed.
Yan natin nalalaman kung ano nangyayari sa ating paligid, sa media, around the world. Nakikita nila kung tama.
People must be informed if they play an active role in the life of their country. Free and responsible media are the main sources of information for citizens who want to choose the best leaders for their country and make sound decisions about the issues in their nation and their communities. Without press freedom, the public is robbed of their right to be informed of the issues that may affect them.
A constitutional press freedom. Sa lahat ng mga democratic institution, meron talagang press freedom. Kasi sabi nga nila, no press freedom, no democracy, no freedom.
But if the public does not trust the media, then there will be little clamor when a journalist is killed, or if the government takes certain steps to limit press freedom. This is where media ethics rises.
Media ethics is our guiding principle while doing our job. It is the ethical standard that the organization, we have this organization, the KBP, Kapisan ng mga Broadcaster ng Pilipinas, that enforces such ethical standard. It would depend on the station management. Kasi kung pabayaan lang ng station management yung mga announcers na wala. So it depends on the station management. Secondly, pag yung station management mismo or station manager mismo ang medyo magkakulangan, then that's the time the KBP comes in. He will be calling up the manager to tell that ito nag-violate yung ano mo, isang staff or announcer or reporter. He has to call the KBP has to call the attention of the manager, and then in return the manager will also call the attention of the concerned announcer.
In the Philippines, we have our own journalist code of ethics as formulated by the Philippine Press Institute of the National Press Club. Free press thrives only in places where self-regulations by both journalists and the press are strong and their members are dedicated to their respective professions and causes.
Reliable and credible. He or she should be responsible of the information taken. Should give credit to the sources. Sources, yes. And tapos dapat yung information hindi dinadagdagan, hindi rin binabawasan. So, as is should be.
Neutral, because sometimes media is making their own news para mag-boom lang to make their name famous for me.
You have to be cautious, alert, and most of all, you have always to think balance in whatever. You have to analyze, you have to read, you have to know what's the truth. So you have to be factual. You should be a good journalist is kahit nasa tuktok ng bundok yan, you are not afraid.
Dapat maging honest din sila, dili sila bayan.
First of all, siguro dapat ma-acquire nila yung katangian na being honest. Tapos, at marunong sila mag-analyze whether kung saan sila mag-focus na mga information na gusto nila i-share sa public. Then, in a way na kaya nila siyang i-conceptualize into an information na concise at madaling maintindihan. Tapos, dapat marunong din sila mag-adapt sa situation.
As we fight greater press freedom in the Philippines, as future journalists, we must remember that it is our duty to ensure that ethical reporting and quality journalism are not lost in the battle for market dominance and media pressure. Like Spider-Man used to say, with great power comes with great responsibility.
And dare to correct
Yes.
the practices which you believe are not supposed to be happening. Come up with change the present setup so you will not be eaten by the bad practices. Dare to change. For example, you open your own broadcast station, dare to change. Kayo dapat yung mag-lead sa pagbabago. Kailangan din ng pagbabago, just like our government. Kailangan ng pagbabago.